Alright, and we're back. So, after our embarrassing defeat where Reykjavik was wrecked by a surprise naval invasion, which was facilitated by my neglecting to garrison it, well, I went back to 1942 actually and redid everything since then, changing my research and production priorities. So let's take a look. First, you might notice that there's nothing but ships and planes here. I realized that if your army can't land on the island, it doesn't matter how good the army is. And so I basically, since 1942, I've done nothing but produce carriers and all the various escort ships for it. We also spent a lot of energy researching rockets as well as strategic bombers, which will be very important for the upcoming battle. Anyway, so after a lot of preparation, I think I'm finally ready here to begin our war against the socialist forces that have gripped Europe for over a decade. According to our intelligence, which is another thing that I had neglected to fund, they have around 5 carriers in Unifil. We have 12 carriers divided into 2 fleets, each with 6 carriers each. Along with, we also have numerous escort carriers, destroyers, and various other surface vessels providing screening actions in the area around Reykjavik, as well as the Western Sea, the Atlantic west of England as well. So, I think without further ado, we are going to start the war right now. Boom. Speaking of boom, we also have stockpiled a large number of strategic rockets, which I'm going to be using right after I save here. A large number of strategic rockets which we will use to destroy not only their factories but also their airfields and their radar. Installation strike this province. See, Scapa Flow has a radar station. We want to get rid of that. It's going to take a little bit of time to fire off all these missiles, but it'll be worth it. We're going to use runway cratering on Glasgow. They have a level 4 airbase. There's also a level 10 airbase in Edinburgh. Unfortunately, I believe they're just out of the range of our rockets, but that's alright. This rocket will be destroying the airport in Dublin. Let's see what else we have. Another rocket will be destroying the factories in Dublin. Another destroying factories in Cork. Destroying factories in Derry. And destroying factories in Belfast. We will also be producing logistical strikes throughout most of Ireland as well. This is to prevent them from easily reinforcing or moving their militia divisions around the areas that we will be attacking. So they won't be able to shift forces around quite as easily. Let's fire off another logistical strike there.
Da stand die Freiheit auf dem Spiel. Die
What are some other... Ah, we can destroy the factories in Aberdeen. Oh, that's just out of range. Glasgow, however, is still fair game. Strategic bombardment Glasgow, logistical strike Belfast. We're gonna start producing a lot more rockets. Logistical strike at Dublin. Another logistical strike in... Logistical strike in Belfast. Ah, we actually have a small engagement here. And I think we may have actually caught the... fleet. Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen if we'll be able to catch them. I think we will. But, yep, that's their 5 carriers right here. The RNS Landed Labor, RNS International, RNS Victorious, RNS Implacable. If we can manage to sink and destroy these 5 carriers, we will have undisputed control of the seas. Pretty much for the rest of the war. Let's see. Are there any other targets? Industrial or Edinburgh? Nope. Alright. Okay, well, we also have a large number of strategic bombers, which we will be... We also have a large number of strategic bombers. We have the B-17 Flying Fortresses. These are the old models, the level 5. Let's see, we will have these, we will put these for General Strategic Bombardment of Ireland. These have slightly shorter range, so we won't be able to hit them as effectively as we might otherwise. Okay. And we'll have them doing logistical strikes as well in Ireland. Just wherever, any target of opportunity that they might find. That's the, yeah, so we have found those. Do strategic bombardments also in Scotland. See, I think we had some of the latest, the B-24s. The B-24 Liberators. We should have a few of those. Ah, missed it. I have so many... Ah, missed it again. Here we go. I think we're going to have them concentrate on strategic bombardment of Aberdeen. And we'll see how that works. Do we have any more Liberators, or is that only the 2? I think that might actually... We might have only the 2. Really? I could have sworn I had more. Yeah, these tactical bombers. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Missiles. Ah, more strategic bombers. Might as well do another strategic bombardment of Aberdeen. We can always change mission later if we manage to destroy the factories there totally. And so there's currently an engagement going on. In the Rockall Trench against the main English fleet against we have 2 smaller fleets here, escort carriers, destroyers, and submarines, which I do not anticipate will be particularly effective, but we have our 2 carrier battle groups incoming. And they have fled. And I think, well, that's certainly not very good. Well, it was not really a Pyrrhic victory. We lost 3 carriers, they lost 5 carriers. We did it. We've destroyed their fleet in being. However, I believe we lost a large number of battleships. And one of our battle fleets is quite depleted. We will be sending it back to New York for repairs. In retrospect, those battleships actually acted as bait, which brought the fleet into an engagement which we were able to win. Interesting. And so our fleet of 6 carriers is still in being. Under attack by naval bombers. And we are still being air raided. Attacked by 39. Bombers still got through, however. Let's take a survey of Scotland and Ireland and see what did our ballistic missiles do. Belfast has no remaining industry. Dublin has no remaining industry. Cork has only 2 remaining industry. Logistical strikes destroyed most of the infrastructure in Galloway and Belfast. Dublin's quite low. Well, we have no reason to sit on these missiles. They're not really doing much good here, so we're going to installation strike. Not installation. Logistical strike here in Cork. And let's go for a logistical strike in Derry. Seid ihr nur ehrlichem Kampf mit dabei gegen Unrecht und Reaktion? Wir sind durch die Not, durch den Hunger Feind, uns binden die Opfer im Kampf vor dem Feind. Unfortunately, Edinburgh is still not attackable. Fort William. We'll use a missile to destroy the airport in Scaflow. Another missile to destroy the infrastructure in Dublin. Okay. Now we have a large number of ships here in port waiting to land. Okay, so I think we're going to take all of these cores and we are going to Prioritize them for upgrades. Anyway, first these militia. I'm gonna put them under the command of Major General Wheeler. And he's going to be the Iceland garrison. We don't need to bring militia into this fight. We've got plenty of units here. So who is MacArthur going to be commanding? Well, we're going to take this headquarters and to US Army Corps. Move. And we're going to have MacArthur is going to be commanding this. Field Marshal MacArthur. Loaded upon a transport. Yes. And then we will want 3 more divisions to accompany the landing. We'll take these 3. 1, 2, 3. And we will put this under the command of Major General Whitmire. Loaded onto 3 transports. Our strategic bombers are under attack by a huge number of fighters. That's not good. Unfortunately, we could not put escort fighters with our bombers because that would severely limit the range, which would make it impossible to do these runs. However, we've mostly devastated Ireland. We'll do a logistical strike here in Letterkenny, as well as a logistical strike in Waterford. And they still have 1 industry in Belfast, 2 industry in Cork. We'll just blow that up right now. All right. Okay. We are going to begin our bombardment here. And we're gonna get another series of 6 divisions to lead a second attack. And I think we will go with 89th Midwest Division. We don't want that one. Offensive. And we will going to go for a Lieutenant General Lear. And we will take 3 more. Under Major General Arnold. And let's see, we can add some divisions? No. Destroyed 18 transports. That's great news. We lost 13 destroyers to these planes. Wow. Our Navy is taking a real pounding. We're gonna send the USS Essex back to repair in New York. Yeah, I think New York is a good place. Where did that other fleet that we sent back go? Ah, it's not even, it hasn't even returned yet. Okay, well. Okay. Well, our bombers are just getting creamed in here. So probably we should commence with the ground invasion and stop throwing our bombers into a meat grinder. Ah, here's our... Nope, not those militia. These three. We lost another escort carrier. 91 heavy bombers lost. Upgrades. Okay, we'll hold our bombers off for now. Rebase, none. We're going to also invade. And we just crushed another British fleet. It looks like they're getting desperate, sending out their, not their heavy hitters, we might say. Air doctrines. I'm not even sure what we should research at this point. Sturdy equipment, I guess. Just researching some industrial applications. Should we invade the Shetland Islands? They don't have an air base, so it would be pointless. And we destroy a stray destroyer. And we blow up some other cruisers, some more destroyers. Amphibious assault begins in Galway. MacArthur against the militia. caught. Just 15 destroyers lost. Not a great outcome, but the assault must go on. Have the French fleet here as well. We destroyed 11 French battleships, 1 escort carrier. I think their only carrier as well. And the Czechoslovakia is hitting our bombers. And let's see. The attack on Galloway is actually a massive success. And we've lost some divisions at sea. Not good. MacArthur still leading the land invasion. And it's a win. Can we make the landing stick, though, is the real question. Planes above Aberdeen, intercepted by French fighters. Okay, well... base. We don't have a whole... There's not even a whole lot we can still do. We've already bombed Aberdeen into rubble. And it looks like MacArthur has successfully picked up Galloway. See, when you destroy the infrastructure, they can't reinforce, and they can't even move from Dublin to Galloway quickly enough to reinforce their own beach defense. Alright, this is it. It's time to make the landing. Alright. Can't select my ground units here. Alright. Let's go with 3rd Armored Spearhead Division. Major General Barrett. And just going to sea transport to Galloway. Now the main order is just to bring as many units as possible into the fight. And we're going to give him some Sherman tanks as support brigades. And we'll give him howitzers as well. We don't need to move fast, we just need to be strong as we slowly take over Ireland. Okay, now the transport ships in the port. Oh, where do the other transport ships go, I wonder? They returned here. That's disappointing. Well, we're going to rebase them into Reykjavik. And are our ships being repaired in New York? I guess slowly they are, with 3 carriers in port. It will take some time. They're badly damaged. Okay. And we'll have MacArthur attack. Actually, Major General Latimer will attack. Major General MacArthur will support the attack. And we will surround Dublin. They only have militia units, so I don't really expect a whole lot of resistance. Our battle cruisers are making short work of their destroyers. Naval interdiction in this area. Did we arrive? Yes, we did. Excellent. Okay. Ah, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to bring the militia. We don't need that. And sea transport. Galway. And these other two, we will sea transport them as well. It will take a bit of time, but we will make it. Looks like we caught a straggler. Well, according to our intelligence, Union of Britain has no carriers left, 9 battleships, 7 submarines, 34 transports. Around with 82 smaller ships. Whatever those are. And how about France? Well, oh, it's under sea for Commune of France. No carriers either. So I think we have control of the Atlantic, nominally, but their bombers are quite worrisome. More heavy bomber defeats. We will bring back. There's no point in continuing this bombing campaign. Most of the good targets are either out of range or they're too heavily defended by interceptors. Their troops are about to break.